Aloha, my name is Frank. Some of you may know me as PSVR Frank, but when I'm not hanging out in virtual reality, I'm in reality, and the truth is, reality can get a little dirty. But thanks to my wonderful lens pen, my lenses never have to have any issues. Now, I know you may say, hey Frankie, I got that microfiber cloth that came with it, but you know what? Where my microfiber cloth is? Crinkled up in a ball somewhere on the floor or in a corner. Now that thing gets dusty. That thing gets dirty. It's no help. It's no use. But this has got caps on both ends. Now, one end is a little brush that you use to brush away any dirt or must or smug or scrime or anything on your lenses. Super easy. All you got to do is brush it. Super duper. I'd show you guys, but I can't get too close now. That's all you got to do. You brush off all of that, and your other side, it's got a patented super secret formula that you put on the lenses, and you get off any personal last smudges, and boom, bada bing, bada bang. It's like you just bought it out of the box. I mean, come on. Now, these run less than 10 bucks. I mean, people, come on. You're gonna scratch your lenses. You're gonna get smudges. And you know what? You're gonna get them dirty. So if you'd like to grab yourself a lens pen, then just click that sweet little link below. And within no time, you'll be having a great clean time in virtual reality and reality, just like your buddy Frank. Now, what is it he always says? Smooches. Haha. Aloha, headsets. Frank here, the internet's most obnoxious VR enthusiast, and we're back again with the Frank Show and your PSVR Weekly update. First up, HUPALUNG and the BAVLANDS is out in the PlayStation Store, and I love this game. If you'd like to know a little bit more about it, check out my full review. Next up, Detached is coming out on July 19th. Now, I asked them on Twitter a trick question. I said, is it coming out on the 17th? And they responded back, no, it's coming out on the 19th. So, it is definitely still on track, still coming out in 2 days. I'm excited to play this one. I'm excited to see how they do it on PSVR and how the movement feels. Now, you get to move around and jump and fix these like ships and go through these little puzzles, but you also get to play PvP if that's what you want to do. Now, I'm excited because I love this community, so you guys better get ready to hop on this weekend and play a little Detached with your boy Frankie. Now, that's it for games this week, but next up, we have the news. Now, Blood and Truth, we got a little new information in an interview with the lead creative director. That's who I believe the interview was with, and he said that Blood and Truth, we actually learned about the main character, Ryan Marks, and they said that you're going to start off not really knowing what you are. Now, if you've watched old school gangster films, a lot of them start off where they're not really gangsters quite yet, so I'm hoping that we're going to kind of like get to learn his uprising into the ranks of maybe this criminal outfit. Now, on top of all that, they also said that there will be PS4 Pro updates, but it is still going to run like butter on the original PS4. Also, they did mention that there will be a chance for possibly a sequel in the future because they're creating an entire universe that could be expanded upon. So, after London Heist, which was just a test, and a test well received, they made Blood and Truth, or working on Blood and Truth, and if Blood and Truth does well, we will probably see more. Now, they said that the hand interaction with move controllers is great, and they haven't really thought about any kind of aim controller support because they want to focus on having your hands. Next up in the news, Beat Saber, and I did share this a couple days, but not everybody watched to the end of the video. We got some great news. They said that it is basically one-to-one, the same as the PC build. Now, on PS4 Pro, everything is going to be prettier, but it is still going to run beautiful on the original PS4, and we're going to get a whole lot of exclusives, not just one or two. They said we got tons of exciting exclusives on the line. We just can't say anything yet, which makes me believe, I mean, Sony's got Sony Music. They have access to tons and tons and tons and tons of songs, so honestly, the Beat Saber guys were probably given a giant catalog, and they were like, hey, what do you want to put in the game? Which is great for them. Now, I don't know any more about it. I can't wait to find out more. Beat Saber is like the greatest game. Now, next up, EU has finally gotten some sales. Now, they were going on a little bit earlier this week, but they are going till the 26th. To the Top is on sale. Sports Bar, Skyrim, American Dream. Now, I know it's not the U.S. sale, but I promise you, you guys are going to get way more in the future, and at least you get a couple good deals right now. Also, Archangel is pretty cheap at this moment, and they may add the multiplayer in the future to PlayStation VR, which could be pretty cool. Next up, some awesome news. Alchemy Labs, the people that brought us Job Simulator and Rick and Morty Virtual Reality, are actually winning an award for Rick and Morty VR. They are winning an astounding creative achievement in a interactive media within a scripted program nomination for the Emmys, which is pretty awesome for a VR game. Probably came as a big surprise to them, which is fantastic. I'm so glad to see something like that, and I hope that they win. And I would love to see a VR game win that, because it was VR just needs that kind of respect, and I think it'll get. I don't think a game dev ever thought like, hey, I could win an Emmy. I mean, maybe they could, but you know what I mean? Like a VR indie dev, I mean, that's awesome, you guys. That's too cool. All right, now on top of that, we also got a new game coming our way on August 21st, Track Lab. You're going to be able to create your own little custom beats and pop them in and out, and it looks like you just kind of have like this layer and all these little tools in front of you, and I'm excited to play with it. Electronauts is coming out soon as well, and that one's more kind of like you get the remix songs that are already there. This one is more of you get to build all your own tracks, so I like building tracks. I like putting up some fire beats, so Frankie Boy is excited for that one. Now, finally, we got a little news. It's not as PSVR related, but still VR related. Virtual Link is a new USB standardized adapter that a lot of the major HMD companies have finally agreed on. Now, it's going to be able to hold up or be able to run 4 displays at the same time, and you're going to be able to have room for cameras and sensors in the future when the cameras and sensors are built into everything. Now, this comes as great news because there's not going to be tons and tons of wires everywhere in the future, and it also comes as kind of good news, or kind of a hint that the future is still going to be wired for a little bit longer, especially in the higher end market, if that's what you're looking for. Now, it's not pertaining to PSVR exactly. I don't know, PSVR 2.0 could use the same USB hookout, but we'll find out more in the future. And finally, Seeking Dawn was finally released. Now, a lot of people have been excited about this one coming to PlayStation VR, and I had the chance to play it. And you guys, it's a beautiful game, but it's a little bit on the grind heavy and a little awkward at this point in time, and I'm not 100% sure how they'll be able to get it over to PlayStation VR. Now, I would love to see this on PSVR. The worlds are pretty fantastic, but I mean, at the moment right now, the enemies don't even respawn when you go back to the levels. There's no actual upgrade or any kind of like system for upgrading each individual weapon. Crafting is just kind of a little tedious and boring, and I mean, the gunplay is great. The visuals are fun. Running, you move your arms. I mean, it's got some goods, but it's got a lot of bads right now, and they did say that they're going to work on it and try to iron out some bugs. So hopefully it'll get better, and it'll be much better by the time it hits PlayStation VR. Now, finally, out next week, something that I know you guys like, and a big game is finally coming our way. Finally, I say, because it's been like months and months and months of delays. Persistence is finally hitting PlayStation VR. Now, this is the one where you wake up on a ship every single time, and it's different, and you got to try to get out. Now, you can also have a buddy play on a telephone or tablet. They're going to help you or hinder you, which is going to be awesome, you guys. And I'm getting the key, I believe, early from the wonderful developers, so hopefully we'll have a day one review up, as long as I get enough time to play this weekend, and they get it to me early enough. Now, on top of that, we are also getting a physical release for Apex Construct. If you like your physical PlayStation VR games, finally be able to grab that one in store. And not VR related, but No Man's Sky is finally getting a multiplayer update, and you can finally play this game with your buddies. Now, I am hoping that No Man's Sky is one of those games that they just keep working on and keep updating, and it just moves on like Skyrim style. I hope it just moves on to every platform. And I know VR is probably leagues away, but I hope that it finally does become VR at some point in time in the future, because that would be an awesome experience. Now, that's it for the PSVR Weekly Update. You guys, give me your 2 cents. Do you like the show? Did you grab any new games this week? You excited for anything coming out next week? You hyped on any of the news? You guys, I linked everything below if you want to check out all the news articles or read anything more in depth. And if you enjoyed this video, you can hit that thumbs up if you'd like. But more important than all of that is that you are amazing, beautiful. Give yourself a round of applause, thumbs up. And if you think I deserve it, you know what? Friggin' subscribe. Wait, I did it wrong. If you want to stay up to date on everything PlayStation VR and you don't mind his ugly mug, friggin' subscribe. I mean, come on. Smudges. Monday through Friday. Frank Show. Monday through Friday. Frank Show. Buddy on YouTube. Buddy on Frank Show. Buddy on YouTube. Buddy on Frank Show. And that's how you do an outro. I know what else to do. Frank Show, what? The Frank Show, come on, the Frank Show,
what?
what? The Frank Show, come on, the Frank Show, what? The Frank Show, come on, Frank Show. It's time for the show.